86. I appear to have irritated a few people on Twitter when I put out a message a few days ago. You may have seen the new commercial that NRA put out. It's basically a little video, 30-second commercial about Michael Bloomberg. Basically takes him on. In fact, I'll find it. I'll play it for you in just a second. He in this commercial, it talks about Bloomberg and his assault on gun rights. But the first word of the commercial is the word liberals. It starts off, liberals think this is flyover country. And I got an email from a Gun Talk listener. He said, he says, I'm a liberal, and I'm a gun guy. He said, they could have used the word elitist. They could have used a number of other words. It reminded me, I have been saying for more than 10 years. In fact, I kind of got the same stunned silence from an audience at the Gun Rights Policy Conference more than 10 years ago when I said, you guys have to stop using the word liberal. You have to stop trying to say liberals this, liberals that. And you'll notice that I don't do that here. And they looked at me like, as a friend of mine says, like a frog looking at a wristwatch, going, what? I guess here's the question for you. And look, there's nothing as comforting as a closely held prejudice. So I know it's hard to give up your prejudice when you love to say those liberals, those liberals, those liberals. But here's the question for you. Can we afford to give away 10% or 20% of people who would support us simply because we want to call them names? Yes. Take whatever you want to call them, Democrats, liberals, whatever. I am sure that at least 10% and maybe 20%, maybe 30% of them are gun owners and gun rights supporters. And you're going, no, if they're liberals, they would be anti-gun. No, they wouldn't, actually. And I've had them come up to me and say, Tom, I'm all into gun rights and all, but man, you guys make me feel uncomfortable. And I always say, I don't care what your views are on any other issue. I don't care. Well, what do you think about their... No. I don't care. All I care about is, will you help me on gun rights? And so when we start using words like, well, those liberals, if you're a liberal and you like being a liberal, but you also support gun rights, and believe me, there are a lot of them, you don't feel comfortable here. So my question for you is, and I had some people on Twitter say, well, you just, basically, you just don't get it because if they're liberal, they are by definition anti-gun. And I'm going, no, that's not true. Because I know a bunch of people who are self-described liberals, and they get offended by that. They get offended. And I'm just thinking, from a standpoint of the NRA, was that a smart move?